So my Randy Blaukat is a hypocrite video got a little bit of attention. Now, I'm a small channel. I have less than 200 subscribers. And for an account that's that small, to get almost 5,000 views, 250 some odd comments, I made that video. I only had like 160 subs. And since then, I've gained like 40. So it struck a nerve, apparently, with both people that agreed with me and were pretty happy that finally somebody said something, which was pretty shocking to me, honestly. The amount of people that were like, finally, somebody said it. Finally, somebody called this guy out. The amount of people that said, I voice my opinion all the time on his channel, but he blocked me or he deletes my my comments was interesting. The amount of people though that disagreed with me, I made a video the next day clarifying my point. I'd said that I wasn't defending forward-facing sonar. I said it's not something I use. I said Randy's a hypocrite because, and explained it. And still all the mouth breathers come in the comments saying, but forward-facing sonar is ruining tournament fishing. Yeah, I got that. You know what else is ruining tournament fishing? Social media. Randy, the very next day after I made that video, it might even been the same day after I made that video, post a video saying that the U.S. government needs to get involved in regulating tournament fishing. Right. The U.S. government needs to get involved in regulating tournament fishing. And then he posts a video helping people tournament fish. Giving all the tricks, all the, secrets he has from all the years of tournament fishing, the baits he has, the different, do's and don'ts when he's out there tournament fishing. So the dude 100,000% is a hypocrite. He says there's too many people fishing tournaments. There's too many people out there bass fishing and ruining this resource, and forward-facing sonar is the problem. That's the technology that's ruining everything. And then goes on social media and teaches you how to tournament fish. It's outrageous. And if he thinks the U.S. government is a better idea, it needs to get involved and will regulate it better than it is now, just like he always talks about the big electronics companies paying off people so they can get so they don't ban forward-facing sonar. What do you think is going to happen when the government gets involved? These big electronic companies will just go to the politicians and say, hey, make sure our tournament keeps going. Here's some money towards your, here's some donations. Give me a fucking break, dude. This is outrageous. And it's really, I said in that follow-up video that this channel doesn't really have a direction. I'm not trying to become YouTube famous. There's enough channels out there that are already teaching you how to do this technique, how to do that technique. In August, what bait to use, when it's windy out. There's a million channels out there talking about different baits. There's a million channels out there, on the water fishing and showing you stuff. So I don't need to dip into that. I want to talk about the things that I want to talk about and what I see is important in the outdoor industry as a whole. I did a video the other day about, a couple weeks ago about drop shot, about how I learned how to do it. And it's, old original way of how to tie a drop shot. Because I thought that was interesting. I was in the garage tying up rods or rigging up rods. And I thought that was an interesting video. I did a video talking about tying feathers on some of my swim baits. Wanted to get a little bit of feedback, see if anyone had tried it before. So I'm going to just talk about the things that I want to talk about. And apparently from the feedback I've gotten from my comments, people want this to be talked about. People want to hear these guys get called out. So after I made that video, I did a little more research and did a little more digging. I went back to the podcast that Randy and Ben Milliken did to re-listen to that and see if I misunderstood the positions here. And even in that podcast, Randy said that technology has made it way too easy for people to catch fish. Now, just because you have forward-facing sonar doesn't mean you're going to catch those fish. It means you know where they are. Doesn't mean you're going to catch them. But you know what social media does? Technology, it teaches you once you find them what bait to use, what line, what lure. I just said bait. What what technique, etc., etc. So to anyone out there that still thinks I'm wrong or doesn't get the point, because like I said, the amount of mouth breathers in my comments that still don't understand the point I'm trying to make is astonishing. Technology, like social media, is having a greater impact on the amount of people that are fishing, the amount of fish that are being caught just based on teaching people what to do, what times a year to use this, that, and the other, than forward-facing sonar has. Now, maybe that may change. Maybe in 10 years from now, we look back and say, damn, now every fish is being caught with forward-facing sonar. We don't even need social media anymore. We just need to buy a forward-facing sonar unit, put it on our boat, and we can go out there and catch all the fish. Don't think that'll ever happen. But I definitely, this might be my last video about this topic for a little while. Like I said, I'm not defending forward-facing sonar. Oh, and another thing I want to address. From that Ben Milliken, Randy Blaukat podcast he did on, I think it's Bass After Dark, something like that. Randy a few weeks ago did climate change. The world is coming to an end. We need to prevent climate change, which Mr. Randy says that we need to prevent climate change while he drives like a 1998 Dodge truck. That's probably the worst thing on the climate. You know, you really want to help climate change, Randy. How come you're not driving a Cybertruck? How come you're not towing your boat around with an electric vehicle? Anyways, so Randy says, you need to look into it. You need to read peer-reviewed studies on climate change because it's real, and all those climate deniers out there, meh. Well, in that conversation with Ben pulled up a bunch of data because Ben apparently went to school to be, something with wildlife. So he understands the data and he knows what to look for, and he pulls up all this data, and Randy wanted nothing to do with it. I've seen that data too. Yeah, it's a bunch of bull crap. Well, dude, you want us to trust the science, and when he puts the data right in front of you, you completely ignore it. And the data said they've seen no significant impact on fishing since forward-facing sonar has been introduced, which I find that hard to believe, honestly. I don't think it has had no impact, but there's not as many guys out there with it, not as many guys out there that know how to use it well. Maybe a crappie fisherman can get on a brush pile and hammer a whole school of crappie, but that's about it. I'm not convinced that it's having this detrimental impact on bass fishing as a resource. Now, is it having an impact on tournament fishing? Maybe. It's a lot less boring to watch a guy stare at his screen and shake a little worm. I agree with Randy on that. But he's just mad because he's the old guard and the new guard's coming in with new techniques and new technology, and they're doing it differently than it's been done in the past. And he just wants to hang on to tradition, which I understand. I respect it. So until Randy gives me something else to talk about, I think I'm going to stop with the Randy Blaukat videos and just, I don't know, make a video on something else next. I want to talk about swim baits. That's another thing that Randy likes to badmouth is swim baits. So I think I might do a video talking about swim baits. I've been into swim baits the last couple of years, and I'm not very good at it, but I'm trying to get good at it. So maybe I'll do a video just talking about swim baits next. I'm almost to 200 followers, 200 subscribers, so that's cool. If this is a channel you're getting something out of, if you appreciate some pushback finally against some of these knuckleheads in the outdoor industry, I think that's kind of where I'll focus this channel on, is just when I see stuff I don't agree with. Speak my mind. Well, till next time. See y'all.